So hello and welcome to the Data Explorers Market Update with myself, if that's good English, Will Duff Gordon. So today I am avoiding some of the more meaty issues I discussed last week, which were mortgages and monoline insurance and consumer credit. Today I'm talking about a slightly easier subject of coffee. What got me onto this was the incredible results from, well, not necessarily results right now, but the great financial performance of a UK company called Whitbread over the last few years, where institutional ownership is rising and short interest is very, very low. And Whitbread is a sort of household name, and to people like my father, they were basically a brewer back in the day. And then through the sort of 80s and 90s, they turned themselves into a kind of conglomerate. And then about 5 years ago, they were under a lot of pressure from various shareholders to break themselves up and create more value for shareholders. And what they did was they sold various assets such as gyms and other weird things that they owned, and one hotel chain bought a cheaper hotel chain called Premier Inn, did a merger in that, and massively expanded their Costa Coffee brand to such an extent that they've now got thousands of coffee stores across the UK and in China, and they plan to increase it ever further. And whilst the US and China have a currency war going on, everyone's on strike in France, the UK is slashing its deficit, people still need to drink coffee, and we can all take the heat out of the situation by buying shares, I suppose, or not shorting, shall we say, companies that sell comfortable beds, comfortable and clean beds, and pleasant to drink coffee and do a good job of it, and that is Whitbread to a T. That made me look at the rest of the coffee sector. Starbucks, institutional ownership is at an all-time high. Some of their restructuring has obviously gone very well, and their plans to maybe sell alcohol and continue to revamp their stores has gone very, very well. So Starbucks popular and very short selling, very low short selling in that. The other one to look at is Peet's Coffee and Tea Company. They have short interest actually gone from 11% to 20%, which is really quite significant. So they may be the ones bucking the trend, not sure what's going on there. And then finally, Caribou Coffee has gone from 1.5% to 3% short. That's not particularly high. So that's a sort of simple little way of looking at the coffee sector. I wonder how the coffee roasters are getting on. Maybe there are some headwinds there and inflation, and whether they're passing them on, I don't know. But in the main, people are still drinking coffee despite the macro issues, and that is what investors seem to be agreeing on. That is it for today. If you would like to read the story, go to dataexplorers.com/news.